Hey everyone, and welcome to my tutorial for creating animated pixel art in Photoshop. Start off by creating a new image, setting the resolution to what you want, and ensure that you've got background contents set to transparent. Once that's done, the first thing you need to do is to create a layer for each frame of your animation. So I shall choose 8 frames. And let's zoom in a little. There we go. Next, we need to convert these layers into frames of animation. So in the menu of the animation panel, there's Make Frames from Layers. Press that and you see it creates our 8 frames. If you haven't got this panel, it's available under Windows Animation. Now that our frames are set up, you'll notice that when you select a frame by mouse clicking, the visible layer changes, and that's how animation works in Photoshop. So select your first frame and you'll notice that layer 1 is visible, but it's not selected. That's something that can easily catch you out, so make sure you select the layer as well. So let's paint our first frame. As we're doing pixel art, there's a few tools I'd recommend. The pencil tool with a brush set to 1 pixel in size. The eraser tool with its mode changed to pencil again with another pixel size brush. And sometimes a paint bucket can come in handy. So select it, disable its anti-aliasing, and change its threshold down to 0. With that, let's paint our first frame. Something simple. The color raise that bit there. And then let's see, some kind of nice color inside. Transparent. And I'll use the paint bucket to fill that in. Pretty cool. Actually, I think I want that middle bit transparent. So let's do that again. Transparency, somewhere around there. Oh, that's better. Now that our first frame is done, we can go on to the second. So select it like that. You'll notice that that old frame has disappeared. The new one is selected visible, but not selected, so select it. And if you're going to do an animation, it's really nice to have what's called onion skinning. There are ways of automating this, apparently, in Photoshop, but the way I found is you can just select the previous layer underneath, make it visible again, and change its transparency, opacity down a bit. So reselect our layer, and we can paint our next frame. Now we can see the old position, so we can be nice and accurate. Again, I want to choose another colour like that, fill it in. Awesome. Let's hide that one. And there's our next frame done. Then just repeat this process for all your other frames. Now that we've created all the frames for animation, let's have a look at it. To do that, you need to tell each frame how long it lasts on screen. So Shift select the entire lot. On the little pull down menu for time, let's select 0.1 seconds so it's nice and fast. Have looping set to forever and press play. And there we go. Nice little animation. The last thing I'll show you is how to save out each frame of this animation. The first thing you have to do, because of the way the saving works, is you need to tell each frame to last for 1 second, like that. Then go to File, Export, and Render Video. That doesn't sound like it's going to do frames, but there's an option here for Image Sequence. So select that. PNG works really well for me. You can give it a name here. I'm going to call this a bubble pop. Select a folder. If you want, you can create a subfolder, which I will. And as we want transparency, select your alpha channel to straight unmatted, and your frame rate set to 1 frames a second, which is why we set these to last for 1 second. So we get 1 picture per frame. Press render, and then if we look on that folder, there's a new folder called Bubble, and there we are, all the frames of our animation. Thanks very much for watching. I hope you find this useful. Bye bye.